Hi, my name's Alan and I have a blog called www.aswcrafting.blogspot.co.uk. I'll leave the address at the bottom of this video. It'd be nice if you could pay me a visit and see what I'm up to. Now then, what's this video? Well, this video is going to be all about how I came about to starting my very first art journal. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. However, I bought my journal, as you can see. In fact, I bought 2 or 3. And you open them and you're faced with, like this, you're faced with white paper. Now, these are some early attempts. Obviously, I've got it, I just didn't know where I was going. So I got onto the internet and onto YouTube, and I looked at a lot of videos that people have kindly uploaded on how they managed to get started. So this is the start of my journal. I've not done the front because I don't know how the inside is going to work or where it's going to take me. So I can't put a cover on because I'd like the cover to reflect the journey that went on inside. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the pages, and I'll give you a little bit here and there, excuse me, of how I sort of went around and did the pages, but most of them are just using cheap acrylic paints. And with my brushes, I've been in the graphic design business for a very long time. My brushes have lasted me a long time. I was always told, buy good, look after, they will last. So that's that. Now then, my journal. Where do we start? Right, start here. As you can see, here again is my first attempts. It was white. Even though I was a graphic designer and I was used to white, when it comes to art, white can be very threatening because a lot of us don't like white spaces. We don't know what to do or how to go about it. So I just got all the cheap acrylics that I had and I started to colour the pages in. This one just done pink. This one I came across these. These are one of the best investments I made because I love them. They really are fabulous for laying down colour and getting some sort of texture on the picture. So this is using those. I covered up an early attempt, but this page is actually one of the few that I've gessoed. So that's giving it a rough, I don't know if you can hear it, it's giving it a rough texture. I don't know whether I can pick it up and show you, but it's giving a rough texture. That is just 3 bands, a colour, then with a very wet brush, mixed them in and dot. This one, I don't know where that came from, but it's somewhere that when I come around to using this page, I've got somewhere to start. Where that will lead, I don't know. This page was done by using baby wipes. After I'd laid the colour down, scrunched up a baby wipe and just blotted. This one here, this page, I saw a video on YouTube, and they used wet acrylics and then they used rubbing alcohol. So this is what I've done with this. I don't know if you can see the results, but it's kind of it's left a nice texture on it. If I turn it round and show you, there we go. As you can see, it's left something that can be worked on. So I'm very pleased with that. This again is just acrylics that's been laid down. This was taken out of a book that I worked on. It's just pages ripped up, then put into here. As you can see here, I've left the old book where I ripped it out. I've left these down. These would give me another texture. So, like most crafters, I don't throw anything away. Now then, what's next? This page I put orange, blue, saturated the paper, painted this purple, so did I say blue? Purple, and then I just closed the book and worked on it. That's what gave me this. Here I've just gone with the yellow, and then I've used the neo colour, and I've built up a bit of interest in the middle. Here, just did it black border, because I don't really know, it is actually a page from that previous book that I told about previously, that I've added that. I then just took my credit card, an old credit card I had, and did the stripe lines. Straightforward, gold, orange. I've built up a little bit different colours here, just so that it's not flat. You can build up texture just by adding different colours in the same family, and then just work it in, make it darker, and then that builds interest. Again, I don't know if you can see with this one, I put a little border on that is very faint, but it's just a little border that gives it a little bit of interest. I hope you can see it. It's just there. This one is silver, red obviously, then this one was just pink, like a salmon pink. I then found in my stash some tape, so I added the tape around the corner to give it a border. Blue. A lot of this page is sort of flat colour, so obviously you can see what it is. I'll just try and pick up what I do. This one black, white, and then using a toothbrush I then just picked up the white and just flicked round the areas like we... This is out of an old driving atlas, and all I've done is just laid it down and I just gessoed the edges, and then I took a baby wipe and I then knocked it all back. Here on this one, painted flat white, I just went over it with a white emulsion. Then I took some acrylic PVA, this stuff, I'll try and follow where I got it from, this sort of school PVA, and I put it on the top, then I just let it drip by leaving the book like this, and I sort of knocked it, and I made it, it was quite wet, this PVA, so that would give me the drip. Then I painted over it, and then again using the baby wipe I tried to take off as much colour as I could, and then this has given me quite an interesting texture on the book, which I hope you can see. This was done using this. It's just that plastic sheeting that the needle crafters use. So, and I used a very nice ink spray with that. Here, this is this tape is what plumbers use here in the UK to bind things up, and what I've done is I've just gone over gessoed it, and I've then taken another baby wipe, and I've just sort of taken some of the gesso off it, so that it's given me something else, another texture. This is just sheets of paper left over from the previous map, put them down, glued them, and then I've just really darkened them using the black. Here I use the Neo colours again, put the lines, and then I saturated it with water because I wanted the lines as it came down, and I sort of used my heat gun to try and make sure that some of the drips and that, I tried to control where it went. This is just an old piece of wallpaper sample. Here I used the Neo colours again, block colours, saturated them, then closed the book. Then that then transferred over to here. It's a very thin, but I think it's given me a nice space to work. Here, painted it quite grungy, different colours of blue. Then out of an old book I had, I've taken some words and everything that don't mean anything at the moment. However, I'm hoping that I will then go on a journey with these and do something with them. This here was an old magazine sort of cover. I ripped them into 3, then there's some bits left over, so I ripped them up again to very small, then I weaved them in. Then picking up the acrylic paint and that credit card, I then just scraped the colour into the grooves where it was, giving some definition. I don't know if you can see, there's lots of whole sort of gaps where it is. It's not flat and it's quite textural. This again is just black, and I have just stuck a photograph there. Wallpaper, a bit of a map. As you can see, I've used everything I can get my hands on, nothing special. This here was one of the pieces of paper that I used to mask the other sheets underneath while I was working on the top coat. So don't look at things, don't throw things away. I've not done any work to this. This has all been done from the previous pages. So I'm really pleased with that. This is here bubble wrap, which I've gessoed. This one here, this, if I say it this way you might see it, has also, it's just masking tape. I'll see if I can, I don't know whether you can take, if I put it all a bit. There we go, see? It's just masking tape, this. And all I've done is I've taken the acrylic paint, put it aside, and again used the trusty old credit card and just laid down some colour. It looks quite leathery, so when you're close up. So again, this is going to give me something interesting to play with, and there's a lot of texture on it. So I hope you can get some idea about how it looks. Sorry you've not got field vision, but take my word for it, it is very textural, but that's how it looks. This is just a piece of wallpaper and I've gessoed it. This one here used in the Dylusion, I think Dylusion, yeah, paints. Beautiful, beautiful ink colours. They really are such, there's a lot of intensity and they're very vivid. These are some of the circle plastic ones that they use for the needle craft. I just laid them down, cut them out, laid them down, sprayed, shut, and then this then transferred from that. This here is what carpenters and builders use when they come to use, I think you'd call it drywalling in America. Here it's what's it called? Plasterboard. And I took an acrylic and I mixed some gold into it, paint, and then what I did then was that I took my heat gun, I don't know if you can see it, and I tried to get some further texture in it by controlling the heat and making it bubble up. So this then gave more texture. And then that's some wallpaper. here, again, acrylic paint, and I've just used the credit card to scrape it around. Here, I really like this. I don't know if I want to do anything with this page, because I like it such a lot. This is all done with the Neos, and I just sprayed the paint, and again I used the heat gun to control where the drips went. And I like this a lot. I love the way that the colours are. I like the way that the red has kept some intensity coming down. So I'm really pleased with that. Then this, again, this is the last page. It covers up an attempt that I did at the very beginning when I was faced with this white piece of paper. Also done it. I've not thrown it away. I've kept it because I'm going to work on it, and then I've just made a border for it. Now I will upload more videos as I do my pages, and hope to tell you something more about what I've been doing. I'd like to thank everybody that has placed taken their time out to upload a video on how they've gone about doing their art journals. It's meant a lot, and I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure there's lots of other people out there that appreciate the time and effort. So I'd like to thank you. This is my art journal. I hope to see you more. I hope that you'll pop along and see my blog and see what work I'm doing, and it'd be nice if you could leave a comment or two. I hope they're kind comments as well. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.